Hello and welcome to Question Time from Channel Series Global Headquarters. I'm Benga Ashiru. Sometimes some stories are quite difficult to tell, just as unraveling the mysteries gets so intricately complex. One of such is the story of the East-West Road, a flagship project of the Niger-Delta Affairs Ministry. On the assumption of office, the Niger-Delta Affairs Minister, Usan Oguro, swung into action by reviewing the existing contract, the draft design, and the work content with a promise to deliver the East-West Road to the people of the Niger-Delta. 3 years down the line, the project is still yawning for completion, as the Niger-Delta Affairs Minister says only 10% of the budget of the ministry has been released for the year 2018. In a procurement system where major contracts are awarded through the Ministerial Tender Board, which is statutorily chaired by the Permanent Secretary, without any clear provision for the minister's inputs. Now, what happens with such procurement system? Is there an effective structure and mandate to make the desired change? The Niger-Delta Affairs Minister, Usan Oguro, joins us on this show as he gives us an update on the East-West Road project in the Niger-Delta region.
Recently, there were so many doubts on the progression of work on the East-West Road, which prompted the Federal Executive Council setting up a committee of some ministers to go on inspection and give on the spot report. And it was amazing that the assessment was rather better improved than what was perceived to be. However, we know that there are some local conditions and actions and activities that affect certain sections of the road. For instance, within the Port Harcourt-Choba area, getting close to the University of Port Harcourt gate, we understand a road was constructed without drains and so causing flooding on the East-West Road. But without the input of background knowledge, one would think that it's the poor construction of the road. So, summarily, we have made progress, but the progress is only commensurate with the amount of money that is released for the project to continue. As you know, we cannot apply any funds beyond budgetary appropriation.
You've highlighted some key issues in which, in the process of construction, you realized that you had to reconstruct a drainage along the line. Was it that?
I mentioned that as one of the local conditions, not pertaining to the construction of the road, but another establishment or tier of government that made a road that empties on that point, not as a consequence of our own East-West Road construction.
Would it be right to say that the Niger-Delta Affairs Ministry, under your watch, didn't do a comprehensive survey before embarking on that project?
Our own technical survey informing the construction design had been there. And then a local construction came on by the wings, by the side, and because there was no provision for channelization of water from that local construction, so the water now floods the road.
You didn't take cognizance of the local construction before?
It wasn't there before we started. You do not construct in prospect, or you do not design. You design with a foresight.
Is that an indication that the Niger-Delta Ministry was not firmly in control of the project?
The real effect is that from the Sovereign Wealth Fund, the sum of 100 billion naira has been approved for the total completion of section 1 to 4. Because upon inspection, the contractor said this amount will now service the outstanding certificates as well as complete the remaining works. That is to answer the question of the issue that you brought forth. And for section 5, of course, you know it was awarded in the past. Technical defaults occasioned our review, and so a new design had been put in place. And we are now at the verge of having that contract signed. So because the East-West Road is made up of sections 1 to 5. 1 to 4 had been started and in progress. But 5 never started at all because of what I'm saying.
But what's the level of collaboration? What's the level of partnership and synergy with the host communities?
I would say it's been cordial and good. And you know also every user of that road or of the environment will be anxious to see a good road. Like every Nigerian or everybody who want good infrastructure for efficient local activities. So it's been fine because the only things occasionally that come up are issues of compensation, which of course are being taken on piecemeal as funds are provided. So the community has been friendly.
You talked about getting 100 billion naira from the Sovereign Wealth Fund, but that is yet to be activated. So when is that going to be released?
Well, I believe at this moment they should be getting through the processes of paperwork for release. As for the approval, it has been given. And so that, of course, is not within the framework of our own office. I believe that those papers are being processed where they should be processed, where the Sovereign Wealth Fund is being managed.
But isn't that still a distant cry from the entire budget of the project? Because we understand that it's about 850 billion naira.
Well, unfortunately, it's a project that keeps staggering in amounts. Because I have always said I do not know the conception of the original designers of that project in terms of statutory or tying up the agreement that binds the parties together.
When you're running a project in which there is no clear-cut timeline, the cost implication is also unclear. Are we not tying that future into an uncertain future?
You may be right in that assertion, but it's unfortunate that the structuration of our procurement and relationships with contractors in most Nigerian projects is rather quite indeterminate if we want to be factual.